dying.
Is this how we're starting the year?
Yes, it is. Why, hello, and welcome to issue 719 of Geek and State Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Duran.
I'm one of your other hosts, Spinarita.
And I am your other host, Cable Hashina.
Happy 2024, suckers.
Hi.
I don't know why I said it that way.
Don't tell me either.
Oh, that's fun.
It's because I set the mood.
You
Now-
did.
Now we're just getting ready to throw down.
You started. You got us aggro. We're like, grrr.
I should know better than to play devil's advocate about things that I don't actually have a vested interest or opinion in. I just like to, I thought I left those days behind me, and I really should. I don't need to do that. I don't need to be a human shitpost.
Oh, someone asked, like, why am I blurring on Twitch? I don't know. I think it's Twitch's thing.
Also, I'm
It's
gonna
not
change
me.
the color on us here.
Oh, because I look clean as a whistle
You
everywhere
are
else.
super blurry.
I know,
You're
it's weird.
super blurry to me.
It's I think it's got to be a Twitch thing.
It's
No,
not on
It's
Twitch.
because you're power saving.
Yep,
That doesn't make sense.
it does.
Performance goes down when you put your machines into power saving mode.
Oh,
Things
all
like
right.
video are like number one on that list.
Okay. Well, there, I've turned it off. I still don't look all that great, but that's
I'll
fine.
give it a minute.
Yep,
That's
it'll-
fine.
it'll
Whatever.
catch up. Yeah,
That's fine.
you're starting to. It's starting to catch back up to you.
What if I liked being blurry? What if I'm on the lam and still doing a show that
you-
anyone can trace me on?
Yeah.
Not.
You're really bad at it.
Yeah. Stop.
That's fine.
I don't.
Whatever.
I don't need to come back at you with like harsh criticisms, but you could be better at that.
That's fine. It'll be good. I'm not gonna tell you my plans if I ever disappear anyway. I'm not telling you. I got secret plans.
That is the way you're supposed to do it. If you told us, like, the only way that two people can keep a secret is one of them is dead.
That's true. I don't have any secret plans. It's
And if
fine.
you tell me anything, you're fucking fucked, man.
That's probably true.
Big mouth.
It's like what did Mark Hamill say? Because he was the only one that was told about the I Am Your Father spoilers.
Yep.
And at the Empire premiere, like Harrison Ford's like, "Hey kid, you never told me about that."
Yep.
And apparently Carrie Fisher got all mad too. She's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And he's like, "Well, telephone, tell a Carrie." He's like, "If you want a message to get out," he's like, "you just tell Carrie Fisher."
Telegraph,
Damn.
telephone, telecarrier.
That's right.
Yeah, because he was told by who is the producer on that?
I don't remember. Well, probably Kathleen Kennedy.
It wasn't Kathleen Kennedy. It was
Uh,
before her.
Oh, okay.
It was another dude. It was a
Well,
dude that-
Kasdan was the director. Maybe it was
Yes,
Kasdan.
It was
I think it was Kasdan and Lucas.
And Lucas both said, "Look, we're going to tell you this, and if it gets out, we know it's going to be you because I'm not telling anybody, and George isn't telling anybody.
Yeah.
So,
'Cause I
you
think
get
in
to
the-
know, and you have to keep it a secret.
Because I think in the script it's Obi-Wan
Yes.
killed your father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
Or yeah,
And it was largely a closed set. That
right.
day.
Yeah.
Or no, like it
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 could
didn't
be that
matter
close.
because
It's just those two. It's just David Prowse and him and then crew.
yep. And then the voiceover gets done.
Yeah. It's so weird watching Star Wars with just the David Prowse voice. Because it just doesn't fit.
Where do you get that?
You can find it online. Yeah. But not the whole movie, but like scenes and stuff.
I am the
Yeah.
old fall.
Yeah, it's very much like, no. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Like it's
Right. He's.
but I do feel bad because no one told him he was gonna be dubbed until he was at the
Aw.
fucking premiere.
Okay. No, wasn't he like not really known in the fandom for a long time?
Not really. That's why he started signing everything as David Prowse is Darth Vader. So yeah.
I've always known who David Press is. I always knew that David Press was the physical performer for Darth Vader.
Like even when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
I mean, I-
always knew that.
I found out later, but it wasn't like a thing.
I couldn't tell you when I learned it, but I know it's a fact that came to me. That a knowledge that I did not attain until much later.
Yeah, I think it was something I always knew as a kid.
Mm.
I knew that Darth Vader was two people. That it was physically David Prowse, and the voice was James
Yeah.
Earl Jones.
I knew the voice was James Earl Jones, and I figured I guess I must have known it was David Cross for long too, because I knew David. I knew that oh my god, James Earl Jones was not in the suit
Hmm.
because he's not that big.
I think the
Not then.
no. I think the thing that weirded me out the most was the fact that there was a person inside of R2D2.
Yes,
Like the fact
and
that
there
like,
still is, I think.
yeah, like Kenny Baker is still alive. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, did he pass?
No, he died a couple years ago.
Okay.
Kenny Baker passed. Okay,
But like it was weird to me as a kid.
You're
Like,
right.
how does he do that? Like, does he
2016.
just
Mhm.
get even smaller and just sit inside this garbage can
Well,
that gets wheeled
but
around?
R2's the prop. R2's big.
True.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's bigger around than like an aluminum trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite story about him, though, and I think it's actually finally been confirmed, even though Lucas would never like to talk about it, that apparently, like, Kenny Baker was just fucking miserable and he hated it because, especially in the early days, it was hot and it was awful and it was
I'm
uncomfortable.
sure it wasn't like
It was in the fucking desert.
there wasn't
Yeah.
like a lounge in there. There
Yeah,
wasn't a
no.
chair.
Yeah,
It's
it wasn't-
just, you know, you're just hunkering down.
They apparently made R2 more comfortable as the series progressed.
Mm.
But apparently, during A New Hope and in parts of Empire, the best way they could just keep him calm is apparently they just gave him a fuck ton of porn magazines and he hotboxed the shit out of himself. So R2 is stoned in most of A New Hope
That's
I
what
mean-
and reading nudie mags.
That also fits with the character of R2D2.
Yeah.
with the fucking murder bot.
Right. It is. I mean, it shouldn't be funny, but every time.
Chopper.
No. Nothing is a murder bot like Chopper.
No.
I don't even really think of R2D2 as a murder bot.
That's right. I think of R2D2 as a war criminal more than I think of him as a murder bot.
Yes. Yes.
Which was his.
He never had his memory wiped.
Sure.
He colluded with the Empire. He knew everything, told no one. He knew everything, told no one.
Well, there was probably some Jedi shenanigans that told him, like, don't say anything.
No,
The Empire
what
was
Jedi? They
pretty
all fucking died.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Like,
He was left on Mustafar. That was the last time he saw Anakin.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, but he shows up at the end of episode 3.
Yes, because he's taken by Obi-Wan.
Right.
And then, Padme dies. So, like, he was Padme's first.
Right. Yeah.
He was part of the royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was part of the royal astromechs.
Yeah.
Um,
In her space Cadillac.
yeah, he was the only one that survived
That's right.
because the other ones got killed. He managed to survive, and then he began killing battle droids whenever possible.
Well, I mean, it's
To
battle
the
droids. Who
Empire,
cares?
they would try him for war crimes against the Empire.
But well, I don't care
No,
about that. But
If I almost said the Confederates, but
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Close enough.
yeah. If the Separatists, if the Separatists had won, then yes, they would have had him dismantled as a war criminal.
I'm trying to think about like what did like Obi-Wan like clearly told him like speak of this to no one.
You think?
I think so. Yeah, because Yoda's like, hey, we got to go into hiding. Anyone who knows needs to shut up. They can trust R2 because R2 knows that snitches get stitches, but there's a reason why they wiped 3PO.
But I mean, like 3PO has been wiped so many times. I believe that 3PO has had the droid equivalent of Alzheimer's or dementia.
Dementia's
Like he was not right.
Well,
he was also built by a kid. He was far younger than R2. Like
That's
I don't know
true.
how old R2 was supposed to be.
I think it's pretty new.
Newish, but like C-3PO was built out of junk parts
Yeah.
by a slave kid on Tatooine. Why?
How good could it be?
This
Yeah, like
look, we're going to be more organized in 2024, but did you think we weren't going to have these nerdy ass conversations?
Non-sequitur
Yeah.
conversation. What was 3PO's first directive as a bot?
Well,
It wasn't protocol droid, right? Like why would a slave child make a protocol droid from scraps?
Because he could.
because he wanted a buddy,
So that was always his.
He wanted something that would
or maybe help
serve his mother.
help his mom. Shmi,
okay.
was it Shmi?
Shmi.
Shmi,
Shmi.
which is
Not to be
dumb.
confused with Sneed. It was Captain Hook's buddy.
Yes, Norm Chopper also never had a memory wipe,
Yeah.
which is why he had PTSD.
Chopper's
Like-
old by the time the Clone Wars started.
He is,
Mhm.
but like he also, if he had gone through routine memory wipes, he would not have been the murder bot that he was.
I mean, probably. Who knows?
Because
he might like it.
like
No, that's part of the lore. Is like they need to get their memories wiped because eventually they become like their hardware gets corrupted and they're basically maniacal.
Yeah.
And they have that episode in, I think it's third season of Rebels, where they're like, this is why Chopper is the way he is. This is why he is so devoted to Hera. It is why he will murder anything in his path to protect the people that he cares about. Because he sat at the wreckage of a Y-Wing with his dead pilot
Mm.
for weeks.
What? Don't I remember that? I have the since.
Yeah, it was.
Before Ahsoka came out. I watched
Yeah.
all of Rebels beginning to end.
Yep.
Maybe I didn't start all the way over, but I did finish this time, and I
They,
still don't remember.
they don't show a lot of it, but they do show the crash site, and Chopper gets wigged out in that episode, and
Mhm.
Hera has to explain. It's like, no, this is where I found Chopper. It's like, found?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. How long had he been there? Don't know. Sometime during the Clone Wars. Like, it was that old of a. It was the Clone Wars era Y-Wing bomber.
That was cool looking back then,
So,
too.
like, Chopper is essentially the loyal dog, except unlike dogs, he didn't just die.
He
just-
I always think of that episode of Futurama.
Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah. Fuck.
Man, now we're all like, oh, sad stuff.
Oh,
So don't mention the Narwhal arc either.
No.
I don't.
Although,
I don't know that, and I don't want to know. Don't.
Oh,
Although
I
Star
do
Wars
think-
talk-
I do think the dog episode is rough.
the Star Wars talk kind of reminded me. This picture surfaced like a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure it's an older one. But apparently, the well now man who played in Episode 3, Master Skywalker. There are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
The kid.
Uh-huh.
They go, "Psh," and then Anakin like kills him.
Oh,
The youngling.
Yeah,
Yes,
the one little
yes.
kid.
So apparently, like that actor found Anakin at a show, and so they took a bunch of pictures together. And then Hayden's like making a face like, "Oh, awkward," and the adults like, "Master Skywalker."
that's hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Yeah.
I'm glad that we're at that point in the timeline of the Star Wars fandom that we have all gone, oh, we did Hayden Christensen dirty. It's like
We did a lot of that back in the day.
Yeah,
Like
we
the
did.
kid who played Draco Malfoy
Mhm.
got a lot of shits.
Well, that's because he was so good that people just assumed he
Yeah.
was Draco Malfoy. It's like,
I-
stop it.
Right, but it's
I
essentially
fucking
like
love
he's-
Tom Felton. Tom
Yeah.
Felton is one of my favorite Harry Potter actors out of that because he's just like, yeah, fuck it.
I mean, I guess the Christian Haydenson thing is different because it's not. People hate the prequels, not just Anakin's character.
The thing is, I
But
never
it's-
hated the prequels.
It was-
Even like back then, I'm like, I was like, oh, episode 1 was disappointing, but I was still like, it's still new Star Wars. Why
Yeah.
it was 1999, and I'm like, I'm
thanks,
still gonna.
Max. The guy who played Joffrey in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh my god, people loved hating on him.
I-
that wasn't even as long ago.
I feel sorry for that kid.
Mm.
Like for the shit that Lena Headey got at conventions,
Oh yeah.
is
Yeah.
probably nothing compared to what that kid got. And I'm like he's done.
Yeah,
Like he did Batman Begins and Game of
I
Thrones, and
I always forget he's in Batman Begins.
yeah, he's the kid that's on the roof.
Mm-hmm. I always
Batman
forget.
gives him a gadget.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "That's gonna be Robin." I'm like, "Okay, stop it. Quit looking for things that aren't real.
Yeah.
Stop." Fucking Christopher Nolan was never gonna give us a Robin. like ever, ever, ever. Other than the weird, like you should go by your real name, Robin. Whatever.
Yep.
This is all true. So yeah, it's a new year. We sound fantastic, which is great.
Yes.
Which is super cool. I
I
love
do
it.
like these new swing arms.
I do like these new arms too. They're great.
I'm going to.
I'm jealous of your guys' swing arms.
Mm-hmm.
They're really nice. Mine's not that nice.
It's fine.
It's a perfectly cromulent swing arm.
I was waiting for this. It's the first cromulent of 2024.
Yeah, get your bingo cards out, assholes.
Well, that's probably another one. Denise insults the audience.
You started it.
I didn't call them assholes.
You called them all suckers.
Suckers.
So now we have to create bingo cards, Geek in the City bingo cards.
That's true. But then you have to make them different, right? Otherwise, everyone wins at the same
No,
time.
but you could plug that shit into a website
Yeah.
nowadays. Like you make a list of however many spots.
Oh,
different
sure,
things.
take all the umbrage and don't leave any for us.
You can have the umbrage. That's fine.
Wait, is that why she's named Dolores Umbridge?
No. Well, I mean, maybe because that's good and uninspired.
Mhm.
Well,
Okay.
the definition of umbrage is to be offended, or the concept of taking umbrage is
Okay.
you are offended by
Yes.
something. Yeah, that works. That's accurate.
Okay, that's all. I have no real connection to those movies or books. Like I read the books
That's fine.
once and I'm like, that's fine.
I read all the books when I was 30.
I was an adult when I read. Well, clearly I was an adult. 'Cause
I felt like I was like, wow, I must have really missed out on something because people still won't shut up about it. And these came out when I was in high school.
That was me. Like however old I would have been, mid 30s, whatever. And it was always like people wouldn't shut up about it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try these here. Like because I saw the first couple movies, I'm like, all right, it's fun. I get why people dig it. I was like, I'll read the books.
When the
They were
books
fine.
when the books came out, I was too old. I'm like, that's baby shit for babies. I read grown-up books. I'm a big girl.
I was working in early childhood care and education, so I did read those books
Mm.
because I was reading YA novels at the time.
I still only like reading. I mean, I got
I
my
was in my
serious
30s.
adult books, but I don't know. I read to get away, so I read a lot of YAs.
I don't read any YA. Like, I had to go out of my way to go get the Harry Potter stuff.
Oh, I mean, I guess I don't know what I would consider. I mean, I guess I
Really?
just don't read YA. but-
Not like in that it was hard to find. In that
No,
had
I
to
mean
make a
that you
choice.
don't read YA.
No. Do I
Huh.
strike you as? I'm trying to understand why that's like.
Yes,
strange.
actually, you do.
because
you do strike me.
They're
as-
generally like they're I don't know, they're fun. A lot of them are escapist.
There is
You know, it's
in my head there is a path from Sailor Moon to YA.
no, there's that.
Oh no! I feel like I maybe like skipped over YA entirely.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been reading Stephen King since I was 9, so like the difficulty level on the books that I read,
Mhm.
like I kind of require more challenging writing.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's like any YA stuff I've read. I mean, maybe there's stuff that when I was in my teens is when I discovered David Eddings, and I believe that some of his books are now categorized as YA, fantasy.
Mm.
He's a fantasy novelist. But at the time, anyway, I got them from the fantasy section of the library, and I didn't consider them to be geared towards a younger audience or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I read big books for big kids.
Well, I read those too.
do you?
So hey, we're gonna do our annual gift exchange on the air. Which
Oh, yeah,
I always used to think like no one likes these, but it turns out people do. Like
Why would they like it?
I don't know, because it always feels like self-serving and like tune in as we open presents.
No,
But
these
people-
these are
No,
great.
that's what I'm. Yeah, no, I
Remember
get
that
it.
year that Kevin sent us presents and we opened them on air too.
We did. It was amazing. I still have my Haunted Mansion Lego set. My little. Yeah.
Surprisingly, I have all of my Lego sets.
We're going to talk about something. You're just catching up.
Largely, yes.
Yeah.
This is the show, guys. If you were expecting
I mean, we've got
More
stuff
info.
going on, but like today, our first show back, yeah, this is it. Like we've got a special guest coming up in 2 weeks.
Yes,
2
on the
weeks.
16th, mark your calendars to tune in, and we'll tune in live, especially if you want to be able to ask questions. We can go ahead and tell
We can
them
tell
what
them
it
how
is,
it's locked, yeah.
Lad, don't tease it. Just
Yeah.
tell people what we're doing.
Yeah, we are going to have Matt Fraction on to talk about Monarch Legend of
Legacy of
Legacy of Monsters.
Legacy of Monsters. And that's going to be after the finale episode that's going to air on the 11th. So he'll be on the 16th, which is the very next Tuesday.
That's correct.
So for those of you with
That's
your
how
Apple,
calendars work.
and for those of you with your Apple TV Plus subscriptions, make sure you're caught up and then tune in and you guys can ask some questions.
Yeah, that'll be
It's been a couple
cool.
years since he's been on the show. So
It has been. Like we were still in the Fun Employment Studios when he was in.
that's right. 'Cause
So
he came
it's-
in person.
Yeah, it is. It has been a while. So yeah, that'll be
Yeah, I
cool.
walked them over from Guardian.
Ha.
And that kind of leads into we're gonna try to get more like guests and interviews for 2024. So if you think of anyone or like, hey, I know someone does this, or that, like have them reach out or reach out to us. You know?
Also, we don't care if it seems like it's shooting for the moon.
Yeah.
If you go, oh, I mean, I don't know that we're going to try and interview George Lucas. Like that's
I mean, if you have a connection.
great. We
Don't-
will. But
The thing about like trying to get guests is like it doesn't hurt to ask.
No.
It's
Yeah.
completely harmless. And as the late great philosopher Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Wait, did Wayne Gretzky die?
No, he's also not a philosopher.
Oh,
You've never heard me say that before?
I've heard the Gretzky quote, but not the late great.
Yeah,
I've,
it
al-
is-
I've also said late great poet.
Oh, I was like, when did the great one die?
I'm so sorry.
Oh
No,
man.
that's part of the joke. Is that none of those things are accurate.
Oh,
Except for
okay.
The fact that he said that.
Yeah, I knew he said that.
In
Right.
fact, I don't even know that I knew for sure that he said that.
I do believe he said that.
I believe you. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a sports guy. You gotta take a shot.
He is a sports guy.
He's a hockey player. I know.
Yeah. I think my ever favorite one, what is it? Jesus saves, but Gretzky scores. Mm,
Good job, Norm. Has already hit one of his 2024 goals. Get the printer up and running.
nice. I hit mine too. I rearranged my kitchen.
That was a goal for your year?
It's just all about getting them little dopamine hits right now. That's kind of my life. So that's what I'm going for.
Rearranging a space is super satisfying.
Yeah.
I did a lot of projects over the week and a half that I was off of work.
Right.
And I did a bunch of work in this room. Like, look, there's stuff on the walls. You
I
guys.
know it looks
Except for,
good.
except for my reanimator fell down, so there's this gaping.
no.
I know. The frame doesn't like the Velcro sticky things. They won't stick to the frame.
Hmm. Maybe because it's just a heavier frame, so you need more stuff.
There's a problem. No, and it's not the Velcro that's not sticking to the Velcro. It's the adhesive.
Well.
Those are fine, but that one came off, and then once that one came off, the weight I think ruined the other two. Luckily, that one's plastic because that one that's the third frame that I've had to buy.
My Doctor Who that I got you
Yes,
years
I
ago.
love that one, but it might be cursed because
I mean,
I
it could be.
had to go out yesterday and buy what is now the third frame for this one because it keeps falling and the glass breaking. And
Well,
over a prolonged course of time. Not
that's
necessarily
true.
The same week or whatever.
You know. I mean, look, it is used to just traveling time and space as it wants to willy-nilly, and you've put it in a frame, and it's all like, ooh. No.
Do whatever it wants.
It just starts to get up and waddle away.
It falls upward.
Duh.
And so there's piles of stuff all over the house, as you probably saw on your way up here.
I
all
did.
the projects that I started, but I'm not quite done with.
Nice. I was going to hook up my 3D printer this weekend, and I didn't do it. I've had it for a year.
Right, you were mentioning that.
And I've
you
never
got
even unboxed it
and then
yet.
you didn't get a chance to set it up before shit hit the fan.
Right. And then now I'm like, where do I put it in my new place? So I don't know. I'll figure it out because I want to print minis.
You can put it in my basement if you want. Print minis in the
Look, I
garage.
can't put everything in your basement.
You haven't put anything in my basement.
Well, you're probably going to get a smoker soon, and you might get a
I
kegerator
thought you were
too.
selling those.
The smoker? I don't want to sell the smoker.
Okay, It's whatever, man. I just keep putting it out there so that you remember that there is an open offer.
I
You
know.
don't have to get rid of things. You don't have to part with your stuff. You could store some of it.
Okay, I'll probably do that.
Norm, ask your
No,
question.
ask your question, Norm. Fire away. Na na na. In the meantime, in
open for
between
presents.
time. Yeah, we can open presents. Who wants to go first?
Everyone's looking at me now. I'll start right here.
Okay,
Go for it.
go for it. So
This
that
one's
one,
from you.
yeah, they're. I mean, they're not connected. They're just two.
Okay.
They're not thematically connected. Well, maybe kind of, in that they both serve a purpose in that. Yeah.
While we're doing this, we can think about Norm's question. What was one piece of media from the last year that really stuck with you?
It's beautiful.
Think about that.
Tell it.
Yeah, it's a moon phase chart.
Yeah, a whole.
'Cause
a
I
whole
feel
year
like-
of moon phase.
I feel
love
like
these.
you and I are really bad at knowing the phase. Like Ida's like, well, what's this right now? And we're like, I don't know.
I mean, I have a whole ass app on my phone, but it doesn't really do me any good because I don't. You have to go to the app, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
No, this is really pretty.
Thanks.
See
It's a
artist
local
here.
creator. The card's on the back, or
Yeah,
that
it's so
creator.
nice.
So yeah. One piece of media that really
she
stuck
let you
last
know?
year. I don't know. I think so.
Her handle is Violet Creatura.
Yeah, maybe. What piece of media that really stuck with me last year?
I think I can answer.
I mean, I've got
Go
a
for
cue,
it.
but go ahead.
The bear is the first one that came to mind.
Oh.
That was like unexpectedly really good, and not just because I found it relatable. It's, you know, having been, you know, in food service.
Sure.
It was just like the writing was really good. The relationships and the dynamics between the characters was really fucking real.
Right. I had a
Not
few
a show I watched.
It's very good. It can be very stressful, especially if you have any kind of food service background.
Oh, I'm not watching it then.
But it is very, very good. Someone once told me that the bear is, what is it? Someone said something like the bear is just an angry Ted Lasso. Because in the end, you kind of get that good feeling about it, but you have to get through the stress first. Oh, that's right. That's
You're siphoning their death. See if
I don't know for a good thing for me.
That
Like
makes
A
sense.
Court of Flowers and Fading Flowers, and like the drag queen one, Burroughs End. I did not expect to be that emotional about it. Granted, I'm very emotional right now, more than usual. But you know, I mean, it might be cheating because I saw Godzilla -1 really. So yeah.
Have you seen it yet, Cable?
Oh yeah.
Man.
Um, yeah, it's right up there. I enjoyed media a lot this year, but nothing stuck with me.
That's fair. Yeah.
Pull up my series guide and.
I'm blurry because I didn't make. You know what? I'm not making any resolutions this year. I am not setting any like hard goals. Okay, maybe one to just be nicer to myself. That is probably my 2024 goal, is to just be fucking nicer to myself.
That's
I
a
like that one
reasonable
for
one.
you.
That's it. That's
Mhm.
my only goal. Not like I want to do 3 book good. I want to do no.
No, I don't like.
Everything else is gravy.
I don't like resolutions because it's really arbitrary to, you know, like just because we've gone around the sun another time
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really change anything in the way, in like how you think or how you behave. There's nothing about January 1st that is gonna make you
Right.
better at the things you struggle with.
Yeah.
It's never a bad time or whatever. And if you fall off that being said, I do enjoy sort of mentally resetting yourself after the holidays and like, taking some time to set some intentions. But they do need to be, I think, like, well, what's funny is like they talk about like, oh, you're to be smart, specific,
Yeah.
recordable, like there have to be metrics around it. And that weirdly, this is one of those times where I'm like, no metrics. Just something, gentle and fluffy
Yeah.
that is attainable.
Yeah. And there's little things I want to do, but they all are part of being nicer to myself. Like that. Just, nice to myself.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's just a reminder of like, don't be a dick to yourself.
I'm not saying that you are, and I'm saying it's not a practice that I have ever undertaken. The more I consider it to be utter bullshit. It is largely getting lumped into all part of capitalism, reminding us that we are a fucking product.
It doesn't have.
It can be, but everything that is built around it to remind us to do it is designed to. It's like, you should be a better you, so you can buy this product.
Right. No, I absolutely noticed that all of the emails in my inbox from the past several days were cook. Take $100 off that people are trying to sell you.
Yeah.
Because right now you are more prone to want to improve yourself.
Doing, all of those things, but I'm all what people.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in the and that's not what we are being told to do. You've got to make your New Year's resolutions. Like, no, you don't. You can fuck around.
Yeah, totally fuck off.
I'm sorry. I'm going to use the platform for this. You know what we got to do?
I'm not going to touch that one.
Yep.
Everyone, I don't know. The thing I have to do this year, and it's not involved. The last few months, I have had multiple anxiety attacks. But by nature of what it is, I am local politics adjacent, even though it is not a government agency. It is not a political agency.
Nope.
We are still adjacent to all of the issue with Portland, and I can't fix any.
You can vote how you want to vote.
That's it, but I'm not
options.
So my activism will be researching good companies and giving nonprofits and giving them money to do a better job than me anyway, probably.
Yeah.
And
that's great. Do that.
Right. It's not a like, I don't get into plans. It's not that I don't care, but I just I can't internalize. I just can't. Like I will not make the year if I keep doing that.
No, that is another one that I think.
So you should open your other think about it, but I'm like, I would.
This is cute. Did you make it?
No, it was from that collage store, which I really love.
Oh yeah, scrapbooking places are great for gift embellishments.
Yeah.
I also really like this paper. Did you have this paper last year?
No, that also
Oh yeah,
because most wrapping paper is not.
I only buy recyclable gift wrap.
What? So
Delightful. It is a mug that is full of Excel sheets. Short. Do you know what? I'm not using a mouse. Well, everyone already knows
Oh.
I am a big fan of keyboard shortcuts. They're
yeah.
faster than using a mouse, and I like to do things very efficiently when I'm computing. However, I also have just terrible memory now, and you know what I really struggle with. In fact, right here, look, I had to write down what is how to screen cap on this computer.
how can be?
Because I could not remember for the life of me.
Mhm.
So this is.
I saw that. I was like, that's from Asylum.
Oh wow!
Mhm.
I totally.
Tournament.
What?
Yeah, I saw a video of it a few weeks ago, and I'm like, what? Microsoft Excel World Championship. It is an esport. They create puzzles, and it's done. Just go to fmworldcup.com. I'm not going to play it because we're on the show, but it's like with their laptops and they stream creating. I don't know what they do, but people get into it. This is one of those weird niche things I would 100% watch. Like if somebody streamed, I would make popcorn and a 6-pack. I would 100% watch this shit.
Financial modeling.
As of now, Cable. Don't answer that.
Look, you could still hate capitalism, but I love the idea of like people getting together and competing about how they can solve puzzles with. Yeah, it's like that person that painted with Word,
Yeah.
and I'm like, there's no way.
Yep.
Like created amazing art using Word. I'm like, what the shit?
That's just
I'm not that.
But no, I mean to watch, not join.
Oh. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know that.
See, for me, it's niche competitions that I'm
Sure.
finding myself enjoying. Like more and more and more. Like just there are so many weird which are just free.
Mm-hmm.
If you watching the US National Cornhole Championship matches, I couldn't take my I mean, I moved around my of a cornhole tournament. It was kind of
Delightful.
it is delightful.
As is this mug. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Oh.
Oh, I'll go.
Okay. Go. That's from me.
All right.
You could.
We'll open the presents from Haran first.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, Fire Cold, the Fun Employment Radio, yeah, cornhole tournament was always fun. Blue Eye Samurai,
Hole?
Brewer's Hole. It was cornhole, but all the local breweries made teams.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You are gonna love the hell out of Blue Eye Samurai. It's amazing.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking impressive. And
And
then
if I had kids, I would never. I shouldn't let them watch.
correct. Yes, it is. It is an adult animated series for sure. Oh, turn green.
more Christmassy when we do this.
As always, you should know by now I'm a fan of tape, so
Yes, I see it.
I tend to use more than is required because I love tape. Tape is fun.
Do you want a little knife?
I have a knife.
I like tape.
I got several knives for Christmas. It was great.
Oh, you know what? I almost bought you a knife too.
That would be fine. You can't have too many knives. One of the big knife that I got also has that seatbelt slicer.
Oh
And,
yeah.
yeah, that sharp point for busting
For
out.
busting out?
Yeah. And it is taking everything I have not to test those out.
Getting into baking,
I've been baking for years.
but like
Yes.
yeah. So
That you've been in it.
those are amazing. You put them on your rolling pin to
Yeah.
set the thickness of your pie dough.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this concept. This
It's
is
great.
Is this a new concept to both of you?
No,
No,
Okay.
no.
I've just never.
Um, Merrick mentioned you don't have a pie bird.
Oh, you are correct. I don't know what a pie bird is.
It's to stop your pies from leaking, especially if you're making a savory.
You know how you're supposed to cut slices into your crust? It's to let steam escape from.
What? Why did you give me that funny look?
Yes, I,
Yeah,
did.
why
I-
are you doing?
I cut slits into all of my pie crusts.
Right. And you
Were
know how
you
know how
mansplaining to Cable?
Yeah, please go on.
I need to start somewhere to
Okay.
explain the pie bird. Yeah, so this is an alternative to cutting slits so that it allows the steam to
Yeah.
escape without bursting your crust.
Right in the middle,
or
you put
having
the-
to make little slices.
Yeah, you put the bird right in the middle and it steams out. And it's a blackbird because 4 and 20 blackbirds.
I've never.
Oh,
ever
really?
Heard of this before.
They're
This
apparently
is
getting harder to
fascinating.
find. I love mine.
They
Alright.
are hard
Well,
to
thank
find.
you.
Yeah. Every once in a while, a company will do a Halloween one. Oh, these I made for you.
These I know what these are.
These are
gave us. You gifted us with lard a few years ago.
So I am 98% sure those are still shelf stable because cooked
Yeah.
them a long time, then I vacuum sealed them.
Yeah.
They're slightly different though. One says leaf and
Yes.
one says back.
Right.
So the leaf one is for more flavor neutral stuff.
Yes.
The back is for like if you're making a savory pie. Yeah.
On social media, when I saw that you doing this, I'm like, oh, I hope I'm getting lard this year.
You did.
I did. I
You
did
got to get.
lard.
I mean, maybe fridge them when you get home. Put them in the
Yeah.
fridge. Don't fridge them. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're fine, but I get paranoid.
Yes, I know.
And lard doesn't actually go bad as a rule. That's why lard is shelf stable.
Thank
There's
you,
no
Adam.
water. You're welcome.
Cool.
How did they
Bakey
do
stuff.
that?
Yeah. hmm And fresh lard's better for you than like full fat butter. If you have to have a fat to bake with.
Yes.
Yes. I'd have got, if you want some, I'll give you some, but I figured how often are you going to get to use lard?
That's true. Like I am jealous. So when would I use it?
Right.
Although okay, so unless Cable Cable and I got you something together this year.
Oh, what's this one?
That's from Cable to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Because I moved it. Well, Cable's got these still.
I
I
do.
do too.
I also I'm going to interject and pass off something. I have something for both of you from Merrick.
Ah. Oh, that right there. Well, I'll put your back up.
What?
I had something from Eric.
This is probably going to make me cry, I bet.
I'm not gonna say no.
Okay.
I don't know where
You,
you're at.
you can
yet.
decide which of the bottles that you want.
Ooh, polka dots.
You want polka dots?
Yeah.
Okay. This is ginger syrup.
Ooh.
So mix it with a neutral club soda.
That's some fresh.
Yeah, she made it yesterday.
Keep it in the fridge, I'm guessing.
Yeah, keep it in the fridge.
Super. That's great. I love ginger flavor soda.
Yep. This
Real
has become
ginger.
her thing
I
this year.
love it when I can control how much ginger.
Yeah.
So this is exciting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, Merrick.
Yeah.
And this thing in front of you over here on your
Yes.
left, that is for Merrick.
Cool.
Oh yeah, so don't open that one.
I hope she doesn't have that one already.
Oh
No,
wait.
I was making the
Oh, you're scooting.
How am I getting on
Oh.
a scooter?
You don't have to take it home today.
Okay.
I can help get it to you at your house some other time, at your home.
Yeah.
Or I can have an exchange with her at some other time.
There's always that. Yes, that's true.
She likes seeing you.
The New Year's thing.
Yeah, she hit 2. I wasn't gonna go anywhere. I worked all day New Year's Eve,
Mhm.
and then I worked all day New Year's Day.
Oof.
Woof.
Yeah.
And in between there, I sat up with Irma while she freaked out about fireworks
Right.
for half an hour.
Like dogs.
I weirdly didn't hear
unfortunately do.
any by my apartment this time. Although I always hear a bunch of other shit, like the guy that ran into the garage door last night.
Great.
I just came home to that. I didn't hear it. I was walking by to go.
Portland's getting weird. And,
Yeah.
and not in a.
New Year's is one of those nights where dumb shit's gonna happen.
This is true. Portland is also getting weirder in a weird way.
In not a good way.
I guess it's not getting weirder. It's getting more desperate.
I just noticed a lot with like the drivers. It's. I had someone mention something to me, and this makes total sense. They're like, the lockdown messed people up a lot. Character syndrome that they're still doing, and that nothing applies to them.
Yeah. No, not a single day goes by that I don't have at least one flagrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen cars like 3 lanes, especially on. I've seen someone on the far left lane and the far right lane, both just right through it. It wasn't like they were trying to jump the light. It was the just kept going. I keep getting this weird pop-up that's like, losing connection. But then it comes back and no one said anything, so it's good. Cool. So do I open this one? Is that what I'm supposed to do now? Or
Yeah. Yeah, open it.
okay. Oh. Oh man, it's so weird.
Norm wants to know. He's asking me specifically, how good is the Helios/Mars Mariners storyline playing out for me on For All Mankind? Man.
Kind.
No. Oh my god, now I'm gonna blank on people's names, but
What is For All Men?
Mars. What if Russia had beat us to the moon? How would that have changed the NASA program? And
Right.
now we're getting into the 2000s with this.
Gets on the moon first. So you know what? That's how they get women in the space program quickly. They're like, we need to be the first at something.
Yes. Yeah. They pushed the women astronauts because they needed the boys. And it was like, well, we did it. Wipe your hands and go home.
Right, yeah.
If Russia had made it there first, then we would have ramped up our competition.
Oh, I think I know what this is, but I need a knife now. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just.
And the answer to that, Norm, is that Ed Baldwin is on my shit list. He's riling shit up. Not that I'm against the Mariner, the colony guys, trying to form a union and strike. Essentially, I'm totally for that. But I'm annoyed that the only reason it's happening is because Ed is being a petulant child. He's, if he were still in a command position, he would have absolutely shut that shit down hard and fast. But because he's pouting, and he doesn't get to do what he wants to do, he's gonna stir shit up and make it hard for the people who, up until 5 minutes ago were his peers.
Oh, okay. It's the I didn't get my way, so I'm gonna make things hell, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna stir the shit.
Yeah, and he's and at this point the character is this character was an early astronaut in the series, and now he's an older guy, and things have changed. All the stuff has advanced, and he will not get out of the driver's seat,
Right.
even though he really should not be taking on the kind of missions that he's doing.
Full disclosure, I only watched the first season and then I didn't have Apple TV.
Mm.
But I've heard it's amazing. Also, thank you. I'm not going to open it but it's the shelves I've been wanting.
Yeah,
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
it's not the bigger one because I was worried that would be too
Probably wouldn't
too
fit.
imposing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I had other ideas, and then Denise reached out to me and said, "Hey, what are you doing for this?" And we talked about it. It's like, oh no, this is a much better idea. So
It's kind of a
I
big
think
one, so.
I piggybacked wholly on her good
No,
ideas.
That's great. Thank you. I was buying some things.
Uh-huh.
I literally said, stop. You were allowed to purchase for friends. You were not to buy anything for yourself. That's all I can say.
Nice job, man. Tell him that's exactly.
I said, what I've been really? He's like, nope. I'm not even going to comment on anything. All I'm saying is that I have been forbidden to let you buy anything for yourself until after the holidays. I'm like, okay. He was
That's
adamant
a real
about
initiative.
it. So that was cool.
Nice. I'm very tickled by that.
Yeah, it was fun. Who's next? Who's next? I like to watch people open gifts. It's fun. It makes some fried chicken.
So this one's already unwrapped. I'll show you guys this one now. It is Lance. Cable knows the kind of washies I like, apparently.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
I think I stopped buying washi tape because I was like, I think you have it. I mean, I'm not going to say you have all of them because
They're all different.
it's true.
I will also say this is only part of your gift. The other parts I purchased from Etsy and didn't look closely at the delivery date.
Oops a daisy. That happens. Ooh, what is it?
It's called the Dead Letter Society.
Mm-hmm.
Live your best unlife as the newest member of the Dead Letter Society, an exclusive communication network for vampires. Pursue your ambitions and question the society's motives in this journaling and epistolary game for 1 to 2 players.
That sounds cool. Can I can I look at it?
Yes, I'm listening.
Like some of the, I think I've given you Denise another RPG
This
that
is
uses
cool.
the same thing. It functions on tarot decks.
Right.
Tarot
That's
deck.
cool. I may have to check this out. That's fun.
Yes, I'm trying to think of what the title of that one is. You son of a bitch.
Well, you didn't really close the door.
I've been trying to find more games that use like tarot as the randomizer.
Mhm.
There's a few out there, but you know.
There are. This is one of them.
Mhm.
Fortunes is another,
That one sounds familiar.
which is weird.
Okay.
Yeah, there's starting to be more and more, and there are a lot of tarot decks that are being designed specifically for gamers,
Yeah.
and for use in RPG. Yeah, that was a book I even showed to Merrick, and Merrick's like, I'd work for either one of them.
She's not wrong
Yeah.
on that. That is true.
But shelving seemed more important to
Thank
what
you.
your
No.
needs right now. And plus, your birthday is only a couple months away.
That's true. Yay.
The other thing that's coming is a
Oh.
Oh, I've really been wanting one of those.
good. It's the head of Luna from Sailor Moon.
That is awesome.
That's very exciting.
Did Tyrion come in here and drop some biscuits on us? Is that why the...
No.
Oh,
So my cat is 15 and she's a bitch. And sometimes dogs eat cat poop.
Oh, I also know that.
Yeah. And the fact that the dog came waltzing in here like he just like, you know,
Ah-cha-cha-cha.
like he just busted someone's piggy bank open and it's not like cat and I don't like it. I'm just taking defensive measures right now.
That's true.
gotcha.
This looks really cool.
You're welcome.
I've got a growing collection of small RPG game books, and I really got to start.
You gotta start.
There's
I
just
want
so
to,
much pressure.
but it doesn't have to be.
That's why the ones that I picked out were predominantly solo ones. So it's like,
That's true. That's true. But that does not. My performance anxiety doesn't really get that.
sure.
Like, there's no audience. It's just
No.
like the
Well, that
idea
was
of
just
running
literally
games.
you.
Yeah.
Well, what it just want to do.
Right.
Right, because you can include another person in it, and then you are both writing letters back and forth.
Oh,
That, ouch.
whoa. What happened?
I kicked the cord on my
Oh, I was like, ah.
Um,
Also makes it tricky.
Well, he likes that track.
I
so
do
gave
like
him that
this
one.
Oh,
like
Alright.
I just sit here and fidget.
Mhm.
I sit in chairs like
And that's not a great bisexual chair, is it? It's not because there's not a lot of options.
no, you can't really lounge. I can't like. No, there's no way that I could just like sit on my back with one leg over the back of the chair while paying attention to stuff.
Yep.
Or the one leg up on the arm rest.
And like position, like different versions of like sitting in the chair instead of
Mhm.
on it.
I do love that like bisexuals claimed that one. I'd like to find out where the source of that one came from. Because it's also not wrong, but I just think it's
yeah, the
and I'm craving an
truth
oat milk latte really bad right now.
is, like I don't
Iced. Yes.
realize.
I love an ice cream.
Also, I've caught you pegging your pants from time to time.
I mean, that's how the kids do. I don't know. I'm just trying to get a sense of style, man. Well, then there's also that time that you said I'd look like either like some sort of combination of a weird old man and like I needed to be at Holocene.
You did have a good look going that one time. Cable remembers that too.
I'm sure we all remember it was quite the moment.
Yeah, I remember us laughing on that. Homicide Fire. Has someone ever taken a magic deck and modded it to be tarot? I don't think so. But I'm sure eventually there's going to be a Magic the Gathering tarot. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer that'll happen eventually.
That's true. There's a fucking tarot deck in every comic. They're like Monopoly boards now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Here's the thing. The trick is someone at Wizards going to figure out how to do that before it finally implodes?
You know, if Hasbro would just leave them the fuck alone.
They can't.
And there's
They
won't 'cause it's-
tarot deck, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay. Which is weird because it's the only part of Hasbro that's been making any profit consistently.
Yep. And that's why.
So let's gut it.
That doesn't mean they can't still fuck up and make the wrong decision.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to open this.
All
Open
right.
it, open.
There's a Ghostbusters tarot deck coming. Judas Priest.
I mean, if it looks cool, you know.
I'm sure it will look cool.
I do want to watch the Ghostbusters movie that came out a couple of years ago because we did get to see the trailer for the next one
For Frozen Empire.
Yeah, that was a hell of a thing.
So they're talking about how it is so Frozen Empire is the first Ghostbusters, what they're calling it the post Zool era. They're like everything in the prime Ghostbusters universe has been connected to that in one way or another. This will be the first one that is not connected to any of that old mythology. So anyway.
Why, thank you.
My goal for this year is to more tarot.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is going to be very helpful.
The idea that like, oh, it's really easy to get cable stuff, just get them Legos, is good on paper. But then I'm like, well, but I don't know if he has that one or not. And like sometimes like this is too small, and those are too big. I'm like, I'm sure I'd love that one, but that's not in the budget. So
Remember, if he has extra ones, he'll just combine them. Because didn't you double your Avengers Tower?
I did.
still, how many times does that work, you know?
Yeah.
At least 2 more times.
But would you rather like just double up on something or take your pick of whatever you don't have that you've been eyeing?
That I'm
I
good
don't know
with
why I'm
either.
being so defensive of the
I
gift
don't know
card.
why
I know, you're like,
I know that they are considered perfectly cromulent gifts.
I am going to open this on air because we have to know what's inside.
Yes.
I get the feeling that this is also a.
Mm.
That's funny. Like I don't know the shape.
This isn't, while you're unwrapping, this is an oddly specific question. What is a story you could now tell of something you did because it happened far enough in the past?
So if the
What are you, a
statute of
cop?
limitations is up, what
Sounds-
are your crimes?
That sounds like a cop question, Norm. If that's your name.
This is Norm's long con.
That's right. I got him.
Oh.
Marvel.
I like the new boxes.
I do too.
They just cut back on cheating, apparently, also. I'm not cheating, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What, people just like pawing at the package.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's all people do is this. Oh, this is the Statue of Liberty. I don't want that one. You know that's
Yeah.
the bullshit.
I hate that.
Hmm.
Yes, me too.
Something I didn't. I mean,
Statute of limitations, if I'm correct.
Sounds true.
I do believe of last year federally. I only know that because of the end of the year SNL weekend update.
Right.
That's literally the only. And that sounds bad, but it's just because that joke is so. That's right, because we bringing shit back
Oh,
up.
is it something good?
Yeah, it is.
That was the sketch, you guys, not me. Oh. I feel like anything I've done in the past, I have inevitably spoken about.
Asking
Right.
about like embarrassing stories, but
But I watched the show Dirty Laundry on Dropout TV a lot, which is fun. I was like, we should do a version of that one day with the show. There's literally, I can't think of a new secret that I haven't told someone that's weird about my past. Like I just can't think of it. I could do that show, but I couldn't have any of my friends on it. Because something because it happened far enough. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad because they don't have a religious thing. So about 20 some friends, and this one person says they can't eat pork.
okay.
But I've caught them eating bacon. So I was making like a real traditional like sausage, like traditional like spaghetti meat. I was doing the whole thing from scratch, and I didn't want to make. Veal's the one thing I can get myself to, and I just didn't tell them. And you know what? They never got sick, and they had. which means pork doesn't make them sick. What it probably means is years before someone anyway.
They're just a shit.
So there it is. That's one. Something I've done. Like I would just pour a bunch of super glue into a brand new packet of like paper clips and then put it back in with the office supplies. Or take random like bits of like red or green paper and then put it in like the thousand paper, like the giant copier. I've already hear like, what the hell?
Just a little bit of corporate chaos.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I would super glue pens shut, like brand new, and then put the rest back in.
You know, it would be even better.
Mhm.
Open them apart. Cartridge.
That would be, I feel like I would get it on my fingers and it would give me
Different styles of pens.
no Sharpies.
Oh, Sharpie.
Oh, The pens, no, I've done no, I have swapped out. I have swapped out colors, like between the blue and the black.
Whoops.
Yeah, the Gremlins ragtime. Yeah. So you know, our Sirius station is playing the Gremlins theme, and I'm just telling you right now, like, I may be a little like Chaos Goblin for the next 8 minutes. So just again, can you show us?
Yes, I can.
I
So
think it's rarer.
she's Kate.
Yeah, nice.
One-eyed pizza dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good blind bags.
Yeah, these are
Those are good
Well
ones.
done.
Yeah.
I like that the Tyrannosaurus comes with an extra tail.
Do you lose a tail a lot?
No, I always like seeing what extra pieces come with these things.
Okay.
Put the extra tail on something else.
I don't know.
I never got to talk about what my my New Year's thing is.
Oh,
and
okay.
I wanted to share it because if people have any like recommendations or you know, it's just info to share with me. I want to start spending more time on tarot cards. Like sometime last year, I got like actually into the habit of that was pretty nice. But like yesterday, as after I did all my chorin, and I thought would work well.
Mhm.
And then you know I made copious notes about the whole thing in my bullet journal. Also, ordered these stickers that are pack, and it's basically the equivalent of like 4. I can put the little sticker in my
Oh,
bullet
that'd be
journal
cool.
when I take my notes about what it means, because like I basically I'm gonna teach myself.
You got to show me where you got that. I kind of want to do that.
That's
I'll
pretty
share
smart.
you some if you want.
Sure.
The tarot's been really intimidating to me because it's quite complex. And I didn't grow up with it or anything, so
Right.
what I'm gonna learn is to like literally write shit down as it comes. A little visual to them because the deck is over here, the book is over here.
That's a good idea, though. I should look into that.
Oh,
And then I'll always find decks that I like. Like a, I don't know, Star Trek themed one, which
I
I've
have
seen.
a lot of decks for someone who doesn't know the tarot very well.
Well, that's how you start. And also, they're just pretty. Sometimes I just like the why some of them call out to me. I may never. I just like the art, like the one I got at the women, like different witches and different goddesses and stuff. Things were like, I would love to buy a couple prints, but I'm like, I don't know where to put them. And I can't narrow it down. I end up liking like I'm saying I didn't really get it. I didn't want it. But he eventually put out he put out a deck of tarot with every single use it for anything other than art. Well, I like the photography.
The idea of using tarot decks when I was probably late teens, early 20s.
Mhm.
I discovered decks that I should never touch them.
Ooh.
In one particular move, I picked up a friend's tarot deck and shuffled it and drew the top card, and it was death. Shuffled it all again, drew death. Shuffled it, shuffled it, shuffled it. I'm like, that's 4 in a row.
Maybe the world was really trying to tell you change was coming.
That was yeah, and then the 5th time was the devil, and I'm like, here you go. You don't touch anyone's tarot deck ever again.
Oh, well, I think you're not really supposed to do that anyway.
You're
You're not
not.
really supposed to touch other people's decks.
Not really. I mean, you can have communal ones.
Right. If they invite you to.
Yes.
But even then, like, you don't really want to like draw for yourself off of someone else's deck. I feel
Yeah, I don't know. I would kind of asshole when I was in my 20s, so
right.
like moving while I enjoy it in my don't believe in any of those things. Or I don't put belief into them, so I don't put intent into them. I don't disrespect anyone else doing that because that's important to them. And I think it is. I think it holds as much meaning as. And I'm never going to shit on that. That's a shitty. Lark, because it was made by
The 8-bit one.
the 8-bit.
Yeah.
That all of the cards are. So like I have one in case I ever decide I need to use one.
Whoever compelled.
Yes. I picked up for Christmas. One of her Christmas. It's tarot. The cards are lenticular.
Oh, cool.
So when you move them, the image.
I've seen someone that does all the D&D spells. Oh,
Any because art, but from Alaska, Tara had like told me about Brew. So here I am, however many years later, wanting. I feel like I'm like, well, why would I use something more if I don't have the understanding? To have the understanding, you got to use the deck. So
no, I get it.
It's sort of I have these decks and I enjoy the art, but I want to be using them. Thus, I want to be learning them.
Referencing a book for almost everything. It would be nice to be more knowledgeable of it. Because for me, the spirituality of it, it will make me just look within. Like I'll see a
That's what it's
symbolism.
supposed to do.
That's what it's supposed to do. I know.
Like
Yeah.
the whole is not.
Fortune telling.
Yeah,
Right.
It's not fortune telling. It's also not to a specific way or book or what does it should speak to you, and you that is what you should be listening to,
Right.
and that is how you should.
And so like half of it was like retrospective and the other half was like what are my goals, how am I going to achieve them, what are going to be some of the roadblocks in that, and again, it's not fortune telling. I know that. I don't believe in, like having my fortune told is, can be a thing really,
Sure.
but it's just really interesting to see like how well those cards or experiences to be or what your goals to be, and and then just kind of sitting with those thoughts. It's a good way to get the gears turning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's kind of what I do.
And I'm not great at introspection on my own, so.
Yeah, and that is what all of these things. Whether it be tarot, whether it be meditation, any sort of religious practice or meditative practice or spiritual practice, all of these
Or
things,
therapy.
or therapy, they're all designed to be tools to help people be introspective.
Mhm.
Says the atheist that isn't currently going to therapy.
I started mine a few weeks ago.
Good for you.
So yeah.
That's all. That's all.
No, that good for you. Like
No, it's good. The first one was just the what do you want out of this? Blah 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 blah, and all that kind of stuff. Which is fine. The real stuff starts in like in a week or something like that.
Did you use the whole joke of validation? No, I mean, do you like I parked? No,
No.
good.
No.
Also,
Don't do
it's
that.
Nobody make that joke.
no. Also, mine's all online anyway.
Oh.
But no. But I've actually also never heard someone do that.
Because it's a dad joke.
I do those sometimes.
So here's the trick.
Not like Cable does.
No, this is true. I do so many dad jokes
Mm,
because I'm around children 40 hours a week.
it's true.
I mean my coworkers.
No,
Oh,
how am I trying to say this?
oh.
You make a lot of dad jokes because you hang out with a lot of young people.
Uh-huh.
They don't want it either.
Yeah, I know.
But that's half
the
the
whole
fun.
thing.
Okay, cool. Then, now I'm clear.
Yeah.
on what
It's not because they want the dad jokes.
But they're gonna get it.
They're going to get it.
And then we just get your runoff torture.
No. You get some of my best material.
I thought it was pretty.
Some of my worst material.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing that during our first session, I very clearly am like, hi. One of these jokes is to avoid talking about whatever it is you're trying to get me to talk about. I spent here are every single one of my coping mechanisms. Here are all the things that I'm going to do to avoid talking about this, and here's all of this. So all of that, like, plus you're going to find like 3 or 4 other things that I do that I'm not telling you that I do, so that she's like, all right, let's go.
I can't decide if I think that's monstrous or super helpful, like from her perspective,
I
or just like as an outside person.
I did it, and I did it because I'm like, I know I'm going to try and sabotage this. This is how I'm going to do it.
Mm.
Okay, so you did it to help her,
Yes.
not just in
Yeah,
the
that's
sort of a
what-
glib asshole kind of way.
No, God, no, no. I didn't do it to make a challenge. It's like I'm going to do these things. When I do that, I don't like telling people what my like. I don't normally because I don't do that.
What is that like to not just tell everybody all your business, even though they probably don't need to know?
I tell them a lot of my business. They just don't get any of it that is actually real.
Yeah, I tell people a lot of my business, but I don't give them my soft targets.
Okay, no, that's fine. That makes sense.
Yeah. Such power.
Merrick knows, I think, all. Yes, she's smarter than I am.
Goodly number of years. I figured
For 15 years.
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah, that tracks.
Mm,
Home. I'm gonna get some. I might get some fried chicken on the way home because it just sounds really good.
fried chicken.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we said at the top of the show, we want to do some new things this year. Are different, and we'll let people know what we're doing.
Yeah.
If you want to hear things from us,
Right.
like
Especially if you have like local creators. I know we talked about getting back to like the show, some of its earlier roots, but even like the old Blogspot site was to like highlight a lot of local creators.
Mhm.
And I feel like that got really well in the city as a whole. But I feel like in the last few years, that focus has gone away again. Kind of.
yeah, so yeah, throw us your suggestions if you have any.
Just like dumb shit. You know who you are.
Yeah.
So stop it.
um,
Not that anything was wrong with it, although Keelan and I did realize that eventually you were just sending us questions because you wanted to say slurs.
yes.
We figured that out.
Who is someone that you want to interview this year? This question is for both of you.
Oh man.
You
I have
know,
I have a couple. Like I feel like I have interviewed almost everyone from the Kevin Smith universe except Kevin Smith.
Okay.
Like on a show, I interviewed Muse, we've interviewed Mosier, like we've Brian O'Halloran, but I've never landed the Kevin Smith interview. That would be cool. And apparently he's easy. Just like reach out to him, and if he finds time, he'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely one of them. Yeah.
I got nothing. For interviews, nah, I
Really?
Yeah.
don't know. I just nothing comes to mind. You've put me on the spot.
Yes, I have.
Yes, and my brain is a sieve.
That's the whole point.
Mm,
There are things that you love.
Yeah, but you've asked me, so now there's just
Zero.
just a blank
Sure.
chalkboard.
Does not come compute.
Gotcha.
But I do want local creators and
Yeah.
local places for sure.
When we say local creators, what do we mean by creators?
If we find any new comics that we're really into, but also when I say creators, I do also mean like makers,
Yeah.
artists outside of comics, brewers. Like we should probably have Mika on sometime soon because she's been doing a lot of really cool,
Yeah.
good, bigger projects than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
and it would be nice to platform that and check in with her.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So like that kind of creators.
Yeah, Fire Call. Yeah, Tawny
Thanks
Newsome would be
for-
great. She'd be super fun to interview.
Yes, that
I'm
would be
I'm assuming she'd be a fun interview. You know.
Trek is on my list. Tawny Newsome would be one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
Sure.
like, but like, I feel like I would want to get like some of the writers now, like Terry Matalas. I would love to have him on to interview.
Anson Mount.
That would be cool, actually. Like, hey, I'm a big Trek fan, but like, I also throw Clay. Do you want to talk about? We can bring up Trek, but do you want to talk about? Because sometimes I will, when he goes on Instagram Live, I'll just watch it. It's very calming, and he gets into it too.
He is super soothing.
But he'll talk about like, I'm trying a new glaze out, and he's like, I know this only makes sense to like 5% of you, but the 5% of you that get this are going to be really interested in what I'm trying here, kind of stuff. I don't know, but yeah, something to feel inspired again too. That's part of it.
Well, we were talking earlier about like how weird Portland's gotten, and pandemic stuff, and I feel like there's a lot of potential in the city right now, especially when it comes to like small business in the creative industry. Like we've got Steve is about to open up Battlegrounds, and be talking to those people that we love so much and live in. And like one of the things that podcasts don't have is that they're from this town, and from keep that connective to active is something that would like us to.
That would be great, and I know we talked about that, and yeah. Well, this might be a good spot to wrap up for the
Sounds
evening. Great. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we're gonna make this year. It should be good. It should be good times. I am Aron Durain,
I'm Peter Rita.
And I am Cable Hashatan.
and we will talk to everybody next week. Bye bye.
Watch out for snakes.
Oh. I always forget I have to do a second